All right, I think we are. It says you're live. All right. Hello, everyone. We're live streaming, and
Mhm.
I'm super excited today. We have someone very, very special here.
Yes.
This is Miranda. Say hi, Miranda.
Hello.
Yeah. Miranda is such an awesome individual, super high powered and upbeat, energetic, all around incredible woman.
Thank you.
And yeah, thank you. So she just recently finished and graduated from the Fast 40 weight loss program. I realized my glasses are crooked, so I'm straightening them out. She just finished the Fast 40 weight loss program now, and I want to just ask her because first of all, let's just say right off the bat, what were the results? Like, how much weight did you lose? And yeah, what was the total inches lost?
So the total weight that I lost, even before day 40, I think was 26 pounds. And then the inches was 24 and a half, which was all around my body. I think the most dramatic inch thing was around my waist. It was like 8 inches.
Wow.
Hmm.
That's insane. So 26 pounds of fat. That's in the
Hmm.
40. I guess we're now day 44. But we'll say the 40 days. But 26 inches total off the body, but 8 inches off your waist.
Hmm.
I don't think. Holy smokes! I don't think I even
Well,
realized.
when I went looked back at the numbers and I was like, oh my God, 8 inches. But like that's always been my trouble area where I've always like held. And so to see that being the biggest, like was like, oh wow.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
Hmm.
Hey, look at that. Now we're big.
Oh, we're big and live.
Don't do that. So Brenda, this is awesome. I want to ask you. So before doing this program with me,
Hmm.
how much what did you do to try to lose the weight? Like how long did you have that weight on?
Ever since I had my second daughter, and she's going to be 8 in September, I couldn't lose not just the baby fat, but there was like stressful events that happened in my life where I would like lose a whole bunch and then gain it back and then lose a whole bunch. And I could never just consistently keep it off. And I always felt like I was either restricting food and enjoyment or was like pushing myself way too hard and wasn't letting my body um, recharge and like heal. And so I tried different diets with like, Advocare and Shackley and a whole bunch of different things like GNC and stuff like that. And it would work for short term, but I didn't feel good and it wasn't ever long lasting.
Mm. And so what were the because that's exactly the same story I get. Is one of the reasons I opened the Fast 40 weight loss company. After working with patients at the chiropractic office for over 20 years, I wasn't really focused on weight loss. I was focused on getting people better from migraine headaches and digestive
Hmm.
issues and all kinds of stuff. But I started seeing weight loss programs like ketogenic, paleo,
Hmm.
um, Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, calorie counting. And so I want to ask you one of the big things I've noticed. I'm going to see if this is true for you, but were you doing calorie reduction diets before you done this? In other words, were you reducing your calories to try to lose weight?
Oh,
Were those
absolutely. Like I wouldn't eat lunch, like because I'm like, oh, I'm too busy, or and I can just skip it. It's fine. Da, da. Um, I had a coworker just yesterday go, Miranda, you need to eat more. I said, actually, Shirley, I am eating more. I'm actually eating more consistent and more healthy, good things. And she's like, really? I'm like, I know. She's like, oh, I thought you were starving yourself. I said, opposite, actually.
Yeah, I love that you said that. So let me ask you, why did she say that? What was it about? What was going on that she's like you're starving yourself? What did she see?
Oh, she's like, how much? Because I just got back from my trip from Africa, and she's like, did you get sick over there? I'm like, no. Like I've just been eating things that are good for my body and fuel for my body and like really listening. And she's like, well, because you've lost a lot of weight. And like, I'm worried about you being sick. I'm like, no, actually. And my coworker, my other one was like, no, she's actually eating more. She's even eating lunch. And I was like, see? Um,
Wow.
so that was a
Wow.
huge mind shift. Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that's isn't that wild that you lose 26 pounds of fat? This person is used to seeing you like that.
Hmm.
And so what's so funny for that to be the thing that's triggered in her mind is like, are you sick?
Hmm.
Like, no, this is actually what health is like. That's what actually health
Hmm.
looks like.
Hmm.
So wild. So this is the reason I ask you that is before this, when you're reducing your calories, because everyone thinks they should do this. Let me reduce my calories to lose weight. But have you noticed that when you reduce the calories, you'll lose some weight, but the weight comes back on eventually?
Oh, and it comes back with a vengeance.
Yes, you nailed it. And it makes
Hmm.
it harder every single time to lose the
Hmm.
weight.
And it sticks to those areas that like you don't want them to stick to.
Yes, I want to ask you, why is that? Why is it that when we reduce calories? 'Cause remember, uh,
Mm.
for people who are going to be watching this, Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, Paleo, Keto, all of these are based on caloric
Mhm,
reduction, right? So
mhm.
so what is so why is that when we reduce calories, why do we end up honestly getting fatter?
Well, because our body doesn't know when the next source is gonna come, and so it holds on to everything, and usually it's the fat and the bad stuff, and so, like, I think of it like a hungry toddler, like, if you don't feed them regularly, they come back and they're just a hangry little human, and
Hmm.
they'll snarf on anything, and that's, like, what our body does, it holds on to anything it can because it doesn't know when it's gonna get it again.
Yes, you nail it. And then of course, you've been through my program, so we do a lot of education, right, on this.
Mhm,
We do a
mhm,
lot of training, a lot of full education because I want people to understand how the body works. It's called the anti-starvation mechanism, right? So when your body, this is like as cave people, when we
mhm,
reduce our calories, your brain goes, "Oh crap, I'm not getting food." So what
mhm,
does it do? It actually starts storing fat. So if someone's watching this, if you're trying to lose weight by reducing your calories, you are literally telling your body to not release fat. You're telling it to store fat. That's why people get fatter
mhm,
by reducing calories. So
mhm.
it's actually mechanisms in the brain that are actually creating and causing this to happen. So
Well, and I think one of the most helpful things was all the education I got, not just about like why your body needs regular food and things like that, but sleep. Sleep was so huge. Like for me, like I have never been a good consistent sleeper, but like watching my weight not be as successful in the loss, like when I didn't get a good night's rest, was insane. Like so now getting a good night's sleep is huge for me and my kids. Like um
ooh, I
probably a
love
higher
it.
priority. Mhm.
Yeah, I love that. So let's talk about that then, because obviously you lost 26 pounds. It's amazing. Congratulations. 24 inches off you. That's incredible. But I always tell people this is, of course, cosmetic. It doesn't feel
Mhm.
good and look good to have that much fat on. But the whole purpose of the fast forward is to change someone to becoming a fat burner. So
Mhm.
you used to be a sugar burner. So your brain was efficient at burning sugar. What did that feel like as compared to now?
Oh my gosh, like in the afternoon, I guarantee 2, 3, I would have a crash where I would have a drink of like a sugary drink or a sugary snack or something, and I'd be like, okay, there's a high, and then it'd be like, and I can tell you like the bloating that I
Right.
don't have now, like, is insane. Like it just feels like I'm not looking for something and trying to fill it with junk.
Yeah, exactly. And that's something that's really key, that your hormones have successfully shifted. So you've burned fat, but this is something that's important that people understand is about you now is you went from being a sugar burner, which is actually a hormone shift.
Mhm.
Energy crashes, horrible sleep, hard to balance emotions,
Migraines. Oh, my
migraines. Oh,
emotions.
whoa. Good
Mhm.
point. Good point. Yeah. Sugar is the worst fuel source for the human body. Now it has a function. It has a function that we need it for,
Mhm.
sugar itself. But fat is the most efficient burning fuel source and the most powerful fuel source for both the body and your brain.
Mhm.
So right now you've literally switched successfully. You've actually changed fuel sources. You've dropped sugar as a fuel source and you've picked up fat.
Well, and now that
And
you say that, like, even at work, I've noticed, like, I'm more okay, paperwork is never my strength, and my coworkers will be like, "Mm." But I can get more things done, and I can kind of, like, streamline things, and it's more timely, and I'm more focused, and I'm able to do things, and I'm like, "Huh."
yep.
I don't think you sit there and, like, think, "Oh my gosh, this is, like, part of the program," but then you start to see my sleep is better, and my focus is better, and my moods are better, and my emotions are better, and, I mean, I still have emotions, but, like,
Mhm.
the awareness that comes with it too is amazing. Like, you can have a lot of epiphanies just like, "Oh my gosh, I'm eating because I'm bored," or "I'm eating because this is chaos," or, like, "I'm eating
Right.
because, like, I don't know how to fix this situation." Not really needing to do that.
Yeah, I love that. That's exactly what I hear from everyone. So just real quick, I want to ask you. So then, what did you do to lose the weight? Like, what did the program look like? People might want to know. What did you eat? Did you have to
Mhm.
exercise? Like, how did it work?
Okay, so probably the weirdest thing is, like, you're told not to exercise, and I've told people this, and they're like, "Why?" I'm like, "Well, because you don't wanna go to the caloric deficit." And they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, okay." And so I'm like, "But here's the thing, you're figuring out what's the best thing for your body, and there's not a scientific number for everybody. Like, everybody's body's different." So, like, we
Yeah.
had to tweak how many ounces I ate for lunch and stuff like that. And I've never been a meal prepper, I've never been anything like that, but it made sense to me because after I ate, I was full. and I was fueled and I had energy. So like you cook lunch with like a protein and a vegetable and a fruit and then a supper.
Right.
And honestly, like it helped me make sure I was getting balance, but it also helped me plan ahead and not scramble for shit to eat, basically.
Right. Right. So that's exactly it. So you didn't you were told not to exercise, which you
Mhm.
did, you didn't. Um, and you got to eat. Like, were you starving yourself? Were you hungry all the time?
No, and if there were times where you were like, "Oh my gosh, I'm hungry," like, there was options, like peppers, cucumbers, apples, different things like that that you could eat, but it was really interesting when I actually sat and, like, my hungry, it was more of like, "Oh my gosh, I'm like a toddler. I'm tired. I need to go to bed," or, like, different things like that, so my body wasn't ever like, "Oh my gosh," like, hangry per se, it was just, like, good, um even like I drank a lot of soda, so, like, um, not having that need and just being water and then, like, some, soda water and stuff like that. It was just really interesting to see that shift.
Yeah. Yeah, that's isn't that just incredible? And and so interesting enough to see, like, so did you do prepackaged meals? Did you have shakes? Did like what did you know what I mean?
Okay, so I've never had good luck with shakes, like, people are like, "It doesn't matter what kind of shake it is, I get the toots," so, like, I stay away from them because I really don't wanna, like, scar my clients. So I honestly bought, like, oh, the Green Giant guy has frozen packages of amazing, like, cauliflower rice with, like, kale and, um, different things like that that you can add, mushrooms and stuff like that, that you can add as a side for your meats and stuff like that, but I air fried a lot of stuff. I learned how to use my air fryer quite,
Yeah.
diligently, and then
Yeah.
my grill, and even my Instapot. Like, if you wanna do some hard-boiled eggs, you throw those in there for 5 minutes, and they peel perfectly.
Yes. Awesome. So you ate real food,
Mhm.
no prepackaged meals.
My kids even ate it. So,
Yeah,
like,
that right.
I mean, kids could be picky, but my kids are like, "Oh my," we did, spaghetti squash noodles, and I don't think we're gonna go back to normal noodles because they love them. With
Yes,
shrimp,
right?
like, you know what I
Mm.
mean? Like
Yep. Yeah. One of the things at the end of this program everyone tells me is they actually like, "Oh my god, I didn't realize I actually really love to eat good food." And
Mhm,
it's very hard to go back eating crappy because you've now
mhm.
built in really good habits for yourself. So that's huge.
Well, and I
So
think I think there's, like, a mental block around how difficult it's gonna be, but then it's really not.
yeah, that is another thing people tell me is that with all the weight loss programs people have done before this, they tell me that this is the easiest thing I've ever done in terms of weight loss. Because
Mhm,
what people are doing is starving yourself, then you go into the gym and working out. I mean, I have people working out 6 days a week and getting fatter
mhm,
because number one, if you don't change your body from being a sugar burner to a fat burner, you can do all the
mhm,
diets you want. You know, you have a hormonal change. Number two, if you don't really make an actual change in terms of what you're eating, you go
mhm,
right back. This is why diets, if you do a diet for 30 days and then you stop it, you gain it back because it's just not sustainable.
mhm.
So this is
Well,
really,
and
really
I
key.
think of, like, Weight Watchers and stuff like that, where you have to track everything, like, that's cool for, like, 4 days, and then I'm like, "This is stupid, I don't have time for this," you know?
Yeah.
And, like, I this was easy, I could implement it, and I have 4 offices, and I travel a lot for work, and I have 3 kids, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm busy, and I want to hold space for that because, like, I think that's an easy excuse, "I'm too busy." Now hold on, you know what I mean? I traveled to Africa, I've traveled to Wisconsin on this, you know what I mean? Like, it takes a little bit more planning, but completely integratable into anybody's schedule.
Oh, thanks for saying that. That's incredible. Yes. So let me ask you, what was the hardest thing about the program?
Mm. Honestly, watching how many emotional ties I had to, like, alcohol, to,
Ooh.
eating and things like that, like, I was doing this over the 4th of July, a staff retreat, a family gathering, a rodeo season, and stuff like that. So watching how much, like, my socialization and friend groups were, like, around things that aren't good for you, and I'm like, "Huh,
Mm.
interesting."
That's huge. Actually, I love that
Mhm,
you said that because we actually did have you not only that's another thing we had you do is cut out all sugar. So for
mhm,
40 days, you cut out sugar and you also cut out alcohol.
mhm,
So that's important. People know that. That's part of the process. If you can't do that, it's going to be very hard for you to switch your body away from being a sugar burner.
mhm,
Alcohol breaks right down into sugar.
mhm,
So that is a hard thing. There's so many things that are wired together for fun and family and
mhm,
holidays around both alcohol and sugar. So that was probably
mhm.
very difficult.
Well, and then I don't remember if it was you or Donna said something about, like, how many times do we do something because we want to be included and we don't even wanna do it?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think about that, like, with eating and drinking, and I'm like, "Huh." Like,
Yes.
I'm totally fine sitting outside and talking. Well, you know this, I could talk to
Yeah.
a brick wall.
Yeah, totally. So listen, now that you're down 26 pounds, you lost,
Mhm.
I think it was, oh, I think it's just 20, it's 24 inches. I think about 26, 24 inches, right?
Mhm.
So, so what is the difference I want to know in terms of your feeling, like what are the
Mm.
differences symptomatically that you notice?
I used to get really bad headaches. God, like once a week, like just debilitating. And I haven't had one of those. I know this is weird, but
Wow.
like gas, like my kids even say, "Mom, you don't have gas like you used to." And I'm like, "Thanks." But like really like that bloating and that irritable like stomach stuff. My skin's clearer. Um, my sleep is better.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
my energy is consistent, like which is awesome.
These are not small things. I
Mhm,
mean, people pay tens of thousands of dollars to get headaches cleared up. How much
mhm,
money people spend on getting clear skin? That's another byproduct of actually becoming a fat burner is
mhm,
your skin clears up. Because you're not, because remember, we know sugar
mhm,
is a crappy fuel source. Sugar actually has a lot of nasty toxic byproducts when you burn it.
mhm,
So when you went from sugar burning to fat burning, your skin is no longer like the reason you'd have breakouts and stuff is it would actually be because of the byproduct of burning sugar.
mhm,
Fat burns clean. I mean, basically, it's like having a high octane, clean burning fuel. Everyone's trying to go green right now.
mhm,
Well, going green your body is switching it from sugar burning to fat burning, and a side effect of it is you burn fat and become healthy. So,
mhm.
congratulations! I'm so proud of you. You did you did such a good job. And I want to say anything else you want to say about the program that you've experienced or appreciated or enjoyed?
I just especially for I have a lot of, coworkers and friends that are parents. Something that I've been able to sit back and watch is the fact that my kids are all watching and learning and starting to make choices
Mm,
that are like, their awareness is shifting from like, "Oh my gosh, so instead of drinking this, I want a water," or instead of drinking this, can I or eating, can I have a cucumber? Like, or like now that I've started implementing working out, like they're like watching and working out with me and like talking about different things and watching them have that shift and support and like be part of is so huge,
man.
especially now that school started. So,
Yes, that's the man, the impact of that. Kids, we talked about this, kids do not do what we say, they do what we do. And so if you're out there and let's just feel into this, someone watching this, if you're overweight, I'm starting to take this stance now as a natural healthcare doctor that, over the pandemic, what started happening was we started making heavy people, we started normalizing this.
mhm,
And I'm not criticizing it. I'm saying I'm not even speaking about cosmetically. I'm saying if your body's storing fat, you number one, it's linked to the three leading causes of death. So let's all be real about this. It's not about hey, you look bad because you're fat. It's about you're actually like creating internal disease
mhm,
process. And secondly, something you just tapped into is what are we really teaching our kids?
mhm,
You having headaches? Hey, I'm lethargic. I'm more irritable when you actually
mhm,
store fat. So there's a whole bunch of hosts of things, but your kids now are getting to see what's the impact on their life
mhm,
10, 20 years from now because of what you did in the last 40
mhm.
days.
Yeah.
So freaking cool. So freaking cool. Miranda, if someone were going to ask you about doing this program, what would your advice to them?
Oh my gosh. The best thing I ever did was do the consultation call because not only do you get the support from day one, you get walked through the whole process, you get the support, guidance, education, like, and then if you don't want to do it, like you don't have to. But like there's nothing more reassuring than like stuff that's backed up and you feel like it aligns with your body. Like that's honestly one of the best things ever is like, oh, he's taking time to really get to know me, not just be like, oh, you want to do this and here it is. Like, here's what you have to do and here's the steps and here's how I'm going to guide you. Um, so it's not like you're doing it alone ever.
Yeah.
And there's a whole community too. Like that's also the really cool thing. There's a whole community that's got your back and is going to support you no matter what. Like you have a
Oh,
question about eggs, you have a question about something, and they're like, hell yeah, we got you. And I'm like, I didn't even know that. I'm like, "Oh my god."
right. Right. Oh, thanks for mentioning that. Totally forgot to mention that. Yes. So this is a doctor supervised weight loss, fat loss, hormone reset, really. And so I'm with you the entire way when we do this. And I love that you mentioned about our community. There's people have done it for years.
Mhm.
I have a lady who just posted a few days ago, but she was like, I'm 8 months out and I'm still losing fat. I'm like, yes, it's a permanent change.
Mhm.
80% of weight loss programs fail in America. That's just ridiculous. All
Mhm.
the popular things that people see on TV, they fail. They suck. They don't work. They just don't. And everyone knows it. So
Mhm.
this is actually the first thing I've seen that it actually works. It's permanent, but there is some effort behind it. You don't take
Mhm.
injections. The recent thing has been people taking pre-diabetic or type 2 diabetes injections called Ozempic. They're semaglutides, and you'll start seeing people. The side effects of this are going to show up in about a year or two.
Mhm.
You inject your body with it, and you can eat whatever you want, and you lose weight. That's just, if it sounds too good to be true, it is.
Mhm.
So this program's the real deal. Miranda, you're the real deal. You did the hard work, even though it's easier than most things
Mhm.
in terms of weight loss. It
Mhm.
does take effort and energy, but I'm so proud of you. Congratulations.
Well, thank
Congratulations.
you.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to say? If not, we'll close this out for everyone.
No, thank you very much.
Yes. Congratulations. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.